the first woman of Haitian descent who was elected here in San Diego. So just want to congratulate those three, and hopefully we can move ahead and make sure that education is obviously the first thing that the Board of Education is. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other taxpayer resident wishing to address City Council, you may do so at this time. Please state your name and address for the record.
David Jensen, Smoker Evangelist. And I would like to congratulate that team too. What a great thing. It's terrific. Great.
Absolutely.
I just have a brief statement, that's all.
Sure.
Okay, welcome to the council members and those who were re-elected. My comments, this is very quick and short, I hope. My comments are not about the hundreds of city workers who honorably turned out in a recent emergency, but how they are trained. My comments are not about the city workers' motivation or their great commitment to doing their job and how they are directed. And my comments are not about the city itself, but the appreciation that in light of the recent emergency, that it has today the rare opportunity to change itself radically and redirect itself in a better and more productive way, so that in future emergencies, the public's and with them, the city's interests will be better served. I have nothing tonight but admiration for the city workers who worked so tirelessly and hard during the recent emergency. But as the city's administration reflects on that crisis, and which practices, policies, and decisions were best suited and those that have to be changed, I tell the city respectfully tonight that there are many citizens of this city with the skills, knowledge, ability, and experience who with real encouragement would come forward in the future to offer their ideas, suggestions, and solutions as these policies are reevaluated and how to prevent further problems in the future. I'm finishing. I therefore urge the city administration to publicly tonight make that invitation to those in the city, and let me be one of those and many of my neighbors to come forward to help in the future.
Thank you, Mr. Nestor. If you have any specific ideas, please
Oh,
feel free to share them.
Yeah, I know where to go. And I just want to say it was rough, tough. We just got our power back like most of you all, and it was hard. And I have nothing of criticism, but admiration. Just that, and I know where to go.
Thank you, sir. Any other taxpayer resident wishing to address City Council, you may do so at this time.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, Sam Muhammad, 32 Place, New Jersey. I hope everyone's power is on, everybody got the storm, and families are all right. It was tough on everybody. But once again, we're here concerning the situation at Oak Plaza. You can imagine if you had it hard and how hard it was for you, and the complaints we were giving you before the hurricane came, so you can imagine what those residents went through. Nothing has changed as far as what we want. We want them to be able to get permanent housing somewhere else. Those buildings are. But eventually, power came on after 2 weeks. The motivation was political for them people that had to wait 2 weeks before they got their license. Before CIS and other parties sent massive electricians and engineers there, lights went right up. All the lights in the community went on. Everybody in the south side in the community. Councilman Sedano, he lives in the area. He didn't get his lights on until these engineers came out there and turned on Oak Plaza lights. I just want to mention that. Why can't we do things so hard? Why everything has to be politically motivated? Now, Councilman Chapman, you said last time we were here, we should take our fight to the Board of Education. Why? Why should we take our fight to the Board of Education? Because you got a problem with Rafael Falado? He
months. My mom, she has a bad heart. She works on her job for like 8 hours. She stands up and she's a tub. And my thing is, if she had to come home from work and walk up the stairs because they can't get the elevator because the fire department broke the elevator. Now you have a that in that building, it's a lot of people that's senior citizens that live in that building. And it's not fair they have to walk up and down the stairs in that building. Now something needs to be done for the people that live in it. It's not fair. Now, like I already told CIS, if something happens to my mom because she's walking up and down the stairs and because she has a defibrillator in place in her heart, and like I said, her heart is real weak. Now, if something happens to her because she has to walk up and down the stairs, it's going to be a big problem. And I mean, it's going to be a real big problem and it's not right. Something needs to be done. If they can't fix the elevator, at least try to place it somewhere they don't have to walk up and down the stairs. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll make sure that we send it over to the appropriate city department so they can follow up with that.
Yeah, because the office, they don't have no information. You call the office to find out what's going on, they don't know nothing. So something needs to be done because before I was my mother walking down the stairs.
Okay, we'll look into it, thank you. Any other taxpayer resident wishing to address city council, you may do so at this time.
Regina Hicks, former resident of 400 Irvington Avenue, living in 220 Park Road. My concern is, like the young lady just sat down and said, the elevator was out. I live in 220, the elevator been out due to other situations, as far as with the flooding or water, the elevator's been out way before the storm. And as I said before, at the last meeting, people are suffering. This is not a game. This is not a joke. This is not about a political movement. This is about people deserving a decent and safe place to live. This is about the people of Oakwood being told the truth about Oakwood, not the truth being hidden from the people of Oakwood. Okay? Enough is enough. We just went out. As I said before, they have better plans, they're rehabilitating, that's fine. But we need the truth. It's privately owned, which means it's not ran by the city, it's not ran by the City of Housing Authority, she's privately owned. We need to know the dates when each building will be torn down. We need to know when she's going to opt out. We need to know if we want to be the first to have our options and under the development plan. We need to know these things. Fantasy is made what people want, but reality is what they need. Reality is what we need. We don't need political movement. We don't need all of this riffraff that y'all do behind closed doors, in which we're not included. What we want is a decent, profound place to live, to raise our children. That's what we need, and that's what we want. Constantly, don't nobody want arguments. Don't nobody want to come up here, nigga, and murder back with the city council. Y'all got your job to do, and as we as tenants and residents have our job to do, to come up here and let our voice be heard. And there's nothing wrong with that. People want to be frustrated. They're going to react the way they act because people are tired. What more do you expect people to do? And I believe everybody's doing a good job by coming up, letting their voice be heard. And I thank Brother Muhammad for all that he's doing for the people of Oakwood, because everybody can't stand, and everybody ain't gonna stand and talk. But I'm going to tell you, I will not fall for anything, and I'm staying for something, and the people need the truth. And if you can assist us, I don't know the policies, I may not know the procedures, you guys should know the rules and regulations. If buildings are messed up, and the elevators low, and everything else, y'all know the policies, y'all know the procedures to do what you have to do to shut them down. At the city level, you do what you need to do for the people. Thank you, and you all have a good night.
Just want the president from Oakwood to know that I recently sent another letter out to CIS, asking them to come back to this council so we can ask them those very same questions. Many of the questions that you asked not only tonight, but on previous occasions, hoping that they will come back and answer some of those questions for us as well. In addition to that, so you know, I've also requested from the administration that they assign an individual specifically to Oakwood to deal with all the issues of Oakwood, to expedite the complaints and repairs, and to ensure that there's some improvement that takes place as well. It'll make it a little easier for us also to be able to go to one person and ask them what's going on and be able to follow up with that versus having to go to different people in different departments and that as well. In addition, I'm still waiting for the administration. I requested the administration send us the directors of the city to come here to the meeting so they could also answer some questions. So I'm still waiting for that response as well. Any taxpayer resident wishing to address City Council, you may do so at this time.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Joey McLeod. I'm a former resident of 400 Oakwood Avenue, a new tenant at 230 Parker Road, apartment 2H. And my issue still is, and I still echo it, why I can't move from point A to point B under the same HUD, low income that I had to live in the apartment. If I'm going to be in Oakwood Plaza, and it's making me sick. And I just want to know that because I've been sitting here for weeks and months at a time, all these meetings I've been going to, and I still haven't got that question answered yet.
Ma'am, I
Just told me anything.
you were not here at the last meeting, but the housing authority was here and they answered that question. That it's a federal housing project. It's not owned, managed by the city at all, and something that's privately owned. They would have to request to the Federal Housing and Urban Administration to be able to do that. And from what they shared with us, they would have an option to opt out, and it was in April of next year. So we encourage the residents to contact CIS and ask them to do that, to opt out, so this way that will give you, if the HUD approves it, it will give you the ability then to be able to move out. Any other taxpayer resident wishing to address City Council, you may do so at this time. Once again, any other resident taxpayer wishing to address City Council, you may do so at this time. Good evening.
My name is Ms. Adrian Walsh, I've listened to a lot of my tenants complain, and their complaints concerning Oakwood Plaza. I have talked to Karen Lofton at CIS to continue to have meetings with the tenants of Oakwood Plaza. They had promised us that we would have a meeting if they could get a select amount of residents as a tenants association. There is a small group. CIS has not met with us. I've called to see if we can schedule another meeting. They have not returned any of my phone calls. We're trying to reach out to CIS. They're not trying to reach out with us. I feel as though it's an injustice that we have to come to the council to get you to move CIS. In the very last meeting that we had with them in August, and this is now November, they said it was not the council that stirred them up to have this meeting with us, but I do believe that it was. So again, I'm asking that perhaps you put a little fire under Chris Folio or Folio, so that we can continue to have a meeting with each other. So that the tenants can know the communication can still go on as it once was.
So they have not had any more meetings with the tenants like this?
This is what I just stated. This is now November. The last meeting we had was in August. September came, there was no meeting. I even called to say, where are our minutes? They said that they would have minutes for the people Also, with this movement that's going on, I understand that according to her, there's a certain amount of money that we're at the fair market rent or whatever. Some of these people had to look for their own apartments because there was nothing available over at Parker Road. There was nothing available on the selected list that they handed out to these tenants, so they had to look for their own apartments. And many of the apartments in the city of Elizabeth are even above the so-called fair market rent. It's an injustice that's being done with the tenants here. Holidays are coming around. We have Hurricane Sandy coming about. I have so many complaints. I have neglected to bring my little black book. But before I close, there's one thing that I do have to say. That's a city, that's the police department. A good while ago, they used to have a little caption on the car, protect and serve. I no longer see that caption. It saddens me. During the blackout, I understand that they were stretched far and wide to do what they had to do. But when the city of Elizabeth, the majority of them retained their lights, there was a small little island that did not have their lights. The middle of Riverside, going toward Irvington Avenue, up to Morris Avenue, we did not have lights. To where School 23 was located, there was no lights. Up to where Travis Lane was located, there was no lights. I was concerned not only for the tenants, though I commend the young men of Oakland Plaza who were protecting the women and children there, as well as the surrounding area. Did I see a police car? No. Did I see the mobile unit there? No. When I called the police department to find out where was the mobile unit, I was told, well, the generator is out. Boo-hoo. We can use flashlights. We did too. Where's the police car? You couldn't station it out? Oh, he's directing traffic. Poor excuses. Poor excuses. All I can say, counsel. I had a friend who used to make this statement. When one lies, the other one swears. What side of the line are you on?
You say the tenant association is reorganized again now?
It's not what you would call an official, but they asked if there were some concerned tenants that would come together and meet with them. There were concerned tenants who met with them on the very first meeting. And we're waiting for another meeting. I have called to reschedule another meeting. I've called, can we get the minutes to last meeting? As I stated, this is November. I've not received anything.
Okay. We'll see about getting them to meet with you again. And we'll make sure that the city follows up with 220 and 230 Parker Road with regard to the elevators as well. Any other taxpayer resident wishing to address city council, you may do so at this time.
First, before I start,
Sorry, she didn't get your name and address.
Kaheem Best, 523 Court Street, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Before I'd like to start, I'd like to commend Councilman Sidonic for the hard work and the dedication that he's helping defeat the residents at Oakland Plaza for 2 weeks. Where it wasn't no lights, no nothing. All we had was flashlights and little bonfires. I made a couple of pits in each building so they could bring food outside, so the food's going bad, so they could bring it outside to feed their family, feed their kids. Where it was nobody from the city or nowhere that came here and asked them what they need in the shelter, what do they need, anything. We just was left for dead. They didn't care about that. It wasn't nothing, but if they could have a parade on Morris Avenue, Columbus, they put a Columbus parade on Morris Avenue, and then when the parade is over, you got fire trucks lighting up the streets for them. But you wasn't lighting up nothing for the kids outside. he could get his hand from, a lending hand, he brung it. National Guard, Sunday, he had to drop off some clothes and food. But it wasn't nobody else there. Throughout the whole city, not the mayor's office. Only time, that's when the police want to come, when they want to direct the National Guards out to park on the grass and drop the food off. But when it was pitch black, they said no mobile home, but they got the mobile home out there tonight though. They had the mobile home out there last night, they had the mobile home out the night before last. Soon the power came and the mobile home come back out. The mobile home come back out, now they back out harassing. But when the power was out, thank you, it was a ghost town. It's like they was afraid to come in that area. But it's babies there. You had people going to DC, going to Maryland, going to Virginia with their family members because their babies was getting sick. Bricks, people don't know bricks hold cold. It was so cold that you got to sit in the house. My children, they slept in the living room. They all huddled up in the living room together. I had to find a generator to sit outside their window. And let other people bring cords and other cords that hang on the plug into the generator because of their babies. I didn't really care about the adults. I cared about the children. Because the adults were there for themselves. All we asked for was a little help. And only one man came. And that's bad.
City Council can do this time. Once again, any other taxpayer resident wishing to address City Council, you may do so at this time. Seeing none, we close the public speaking